I'm writing this script the day after I finished my playthrough of the game Bramble, and my mind is still as emotionally numb as my ex. There are a couple of things I need to talk to you up front about before we proceed, however. First, because the game is quite short, clocking in at around 5 hours or so, instead of cutting up different sections of the game to illustrate the various points I'm going to touch on, I'm just going to let the very beginning of the game play out. The reason for this is that if you are planning on delving into this game for yourself, then I want to spoil as little of this short experience for you as possible. Second, there is a warning this game throws at you when it first loads up that you should definitely pay attention to. This game does not pull any punches when it comes to events that will include, but will not be limited to, suicide and baby murder. If either of those two subjects disturb you, then stop watching this video and don't play this game. There was one scene in particular that I frankly wish they had left it out, as it left me and my parental instincts very much disturbed, and you'll know which scene I meant when you reach it. Bramble is made by Dim Frost Studio. Their only other Steam offering is a game called A Writer and His Daughter, which is a story exploration game, but since it's in VR and yours truly unfortunately suffers from motion sickness, that means I won't be able to check it out. It's really sad because after playing Bramble, I'd really love to see more work from this studio. A simplified version of the plot is that a brother is trying to find his sister. During the course of his journey, he's going to encounter all kinds of obstacles based on some very, very dark folklore. If you can imagine playing instead of watching an old school Disney fairy tale movie that's willing to go to some jaggedly twisted places, you're in the right ballpark. While talking to anyone willing to listen to me after I finished my playthrough, one phrase that kept coming back up was emotional roller coaster. The lighter moments are warm and comforting, but when things get dark, they range from unsettling to terrifying to shocking. With the exception of the one scene I alluded to earlier, the game handles all of this masterfully. The visual art style is a stout testament that you don't need a AAA studio to make a game that's absolutely gorgeous. I found myself pausing frequently to just observe everything on the screen. Also, adding to that fairy tale atmosphere, Bramble makes good use of forced perspectives to push the overall feel of the game into a much more cinematic experience. Equally as impressive was the musical score. The composers do a great job of supporting from the background when it needs to and jumping to the forefront to really slam home emotional moments when it's called for. It really speaks volumes when the game's music makes me happy to just stop so I can absorb it, and that happened more than once in this game. Bramble's runtime is somewhere between 4 to 6 hours depending on the player. The game's score clocks in at around 3 hours. That is a tremendous amount of effort and a lot of music, and the game is far better for that effort. We're in this far, and I really haven't talked about the gameplay yet. There's platforming and puzzles to figure out, and while the game doesn't really break any new ground here, for the most part, it's done well enough that it's solidified what the game did best: immersion. There was only one particular puzzle that I got stuck on long enough for me to feel that immersion break. And while third-person platforming is usually something I'm pretty loud about loathing, it didn't bother me too much in this game, which again, for me, is quite the accomplishment. There's also quite a few boss encounters that were very well done in a game that's not combat-focused. While Bramble might not be the best platformer or best puzzle game or best horror game, forgive me for perhaps sounding a little grandiose, but it's a fantastic work of art. While some gaming experiences can feel like demographics-driven soulless products spawned from an Excel spreadsheet, Bramble is a focused experience made by people who had a clear vision, and that vision made manifest has produced one of the best gaming sessions I've had in a long time. Each aspect of the game works and complements each other to create an immersive experience that played me with an emotional range that I haven't felt probably since puberty. So while yes, I could nitpick that the gameplay doesn't do anything particularly groundbreaking, or maybe it's structured to be a little too easy, or maybe I've just been playing too many Souls-likes, my gripes are small enough that I feel like that's akin to going to see one of your favorite bands perform and then complaining about the light show being lackluster. That's not why I'm here. Bramble is a compact experience whose few flaws are something I can definitely look past to appreciate this creatively dense experience. The game does a damn near perfect job in pacing. It can ratchet up the tension when it wants to, and it mercifully sprinkled in enough moments to let me breathe a little bit before entering the next horrific set of challenges. Its asking price of $30 might seem a little steep for a game that you can easily kill in one night. I do feel it's justified, however. This game completely respects your time. At no point did I ever feel like I was engaged in filler material. I didn't even want to get up to refill my water, I was so dialed in. While I played it on Game Pass, I'll be purchasing releasing it as well, just to make sure the devs get some of my money. I enjoyed it that much, and I'm greatly looking forward to whatever projects they put out next. Thank you for watching. I'm in the process of cutting up the playthrough that I did over on my Twitch channel. The link to that is below, to upload to my YouTube. So if you're interested in watching me play it, hopefully I'll have that done and uploaded in the next week or two. Otherwise, feel free to check out the rest of my channel. I have plenty of Phasmophobia and Hunt Showdown videos lately, and I'm hoping to do more videos like this in the future. Bye, y'all.